Took a shot to the jaw, broke his jaw in an exhibition game against Moorhead, and is just starting to get his way back in. He's played sparingly in the last couple of games. Valentine fouled by Carlson.
Yeah, once again, you want to contest shots, but Oakland's kind of been able to hang in here just a little bit at the free throw line. This will be their 13th attempt, looking for their 10th make.
Carlson, going to take him a while to get back into stride here with the Bison.
Yeah, and they're really going to need him once they get into the teeth of conference play, especially on the road. He's a tough competitor. A hostile environment brings out the best in his game.
Valentine back in here now. He's guarding Lawrence Alexander. Taylor Braun again, long two is good. 17 for Taylor Braun.
He looks pretty confident offensively tonight.
They've kept Bader off the three-point line. He snuck in for a couple of 15-foot jump shots, but Reggie Hamilton again has not hit a field goal yet, and Oakland has not made a three-pointer yet. They're now 0 for 6. And an Oakland foul, and one-on-one coming up for North Dakota State.
I think some of that you got to owe to North Dakota State's defense. You can see they'll only help off certain guys on the perimeter. That time Trayvon had stepped off to help off of Valentine. And, sometimes coaches decide that, hey, if one guy's going to beat us from the three, it's not going to be this guy, but it will be this guy. And we see how aware they are with Hamilton and with Bader when they're outside the arc.
Here is the other senior for North Dakota State, Drew Lundberg, in to replace Mike Felt. Trayvon Wright got a finger on that. Here's Hamilton. Alexander knocks it away to Trayvon Wright. Back to L.A. And they were going for the lob, and Alexander was out of bounds when he came back, and nicely defended by Laval Lucas Perry.
First questionable decision by L.A. And I tell you, Trayvon's one guy you don't have to throw the lob to. Just get it in his hands, and
it was going to be spectacular.
He'll electrify the crowd for you, yeah.
About that with Reggie Hamilton and Travis Bader, two of the best scorers in the league, and Taylor Braun has outscored the starting five so far. 1 minute to go, first half, Juno.
Yeah, and the Bison are just set defensively. Didn't have to rotate. And once again, they get a guy that they want shooting the three to shoot it. Yep.
Carry this time. Called against Alexander. Ryan Bass will replace Lucas Perry.
Now they've really tightened up on those palming or carrying calls, whatever you want to call it, just because for a stretch there they would never call it, and offenses would gain a huge advantage trying to control the dribble.
A little bit of space finally for Hamilton, and that's his first field goal. 6 points for Reggie Hamilton. 30-second timeout here called by Saul Phillips. "30 seconds to go before the half. Coming up at halftime, we will have our interview with Dylan Hale, who's been on the bench here since about the 7-minute mark, or the 13-minute mark, that is, of first half. But talked to him a little bit this afternoon about being their defensive stopper and his thoughts on guarding these great guards for Oakland University. So Dylan Hale coming up, along with your first half highlights and stats.
And the Bison have shown that they have more than one guy that can do a good job guarding the ball. We had LA step over and guard Hamilton. We've seen Taylor Braun before.
Joel Lindbergh did for a few moments. Lindbergh is in the locker room getting his face checked out after he took that elbow from Kyle Sikora. Shot clock off.
Just want to make sure here you get a look at the rim, but don't give Oakland any time. You got to be disciplined enough to wait. So whenever Coach Phillips wants him to go ISO high.
How about the decision by Braun? First of all, to get himself open. Missed it, but Trayvon Wright with the tap.
Once again, when the defense doesn't force you to use that ball screen, it puts them in a bad position.
How about Trayvon Wright, 6'7".
Once again, that body control by Braun.
Taylor Braun's got 20 here in the first half, and that is the North Dakota State lead.
To ride. Get the Mercedes-Benz on your wish list at the winter event going on now. But hurry, the offer ends soon.
Mercedes-Benz of Sioux Falls, I-29 and West 12th Street.
All right, back at the half in Fargo, and it is a 20-point North Dakota State lead. You didn't think you'd hear me say that at halftime, did you?
I don't think anybody would have seen that coming, but home court, get on a roll. Oakland kind of played into their hands a little bit by shooting quick and turning the ball over.
North Dakota State, 18 points for Taylor Braun as he has led the way here. Nobody in double digits for Oakland, which is also surprising. Reggie Hamilton's been held to 6. They had Dylan Hale on him to begin the game. Hale, NDSU's designated defender, the best defender they've got on this team, a sophomore. And we talked a little bit with Dylan this afternoon after the shoot-around. And here's that interview talking about his defensive philosophy. Seen where you've talked about defense is what got you into the starting lineup here. Is that the story?
Yeah, in high school I was a pretty good offensive player. Then coming into college, my jump shot was pretty off, so I had to find other ways to get my stuff on the court. And defensively, I was pretty good on ball D and off ball D, so I took that into my game now.
And that's kind of the mentality for you. Do you take some pride in being the defensive guy?
Yeah, I think of myself as our defensive leader. Like, I'll go after loose balls, dive on the ground just to pump other guys up on our team, and I'm willing to do that night in, night out. And
it's not like you can't score. You still got to hold your own end up offensively as well, don't you?
Yeah, I'm pretty good offensively wise. My jump shot is just now coming back, feeling comfortable. So hopefully in the coming games you should see some offense coming from me too.
All right, big assignment tonight against a team that scores a lot. Got a really good player in Hamilton. What's in your mind? What are you looking forward to as you go into tonight's game? I'm
going to guard him just like I do every other player. I'm going to try not to gamble so much and just make him make tough shots.
What is good defense against a player maybe that's leading the league in scoring? Is it shutting him down totally? Do you have a shutdown mentality, or you can give up some things? What's your thoughts that way?
Every shot he puts up, I'm going to make it as tough and uncomfortable as possible. That's all I can really do. He's going to get up his fair share of shots, and he'll probably hit some tough shots.
If he does get on a roll, is there a way to quell that run that he's on?
I'll find something in me to try and slow that down.
All right, and just finally, team defense. You guys have played good as a team defensively this year. It can't be just you. It can't be one guy playing D every night, right?
Yeah, we all have our defensive schemes together pretty good, and everybody understands what we're trying to do on the defensive end, so we all can help each other out and swarm to the ball.
All right, they have done it tonight. Hale, we will see him back here in the second half. He sat a lot in that first half of those 2 fouls, but he did get the jump shot going. A couple of three-pointers early on for Dylan Hale as NDSU got out to a huge lead, and the Bison lead it here at the half, 50-30. And we will return to the Bison Sports Arena, talk about some of the new facilities they're working on here on the campus at North Dakota State.
Hi, I'm Steve Egerbrotten. I'm the brand manager at Cadillac of Sioux Falls, located at the Luxury Auto Mall. We're at I-29 and West 12th Street, and we'd love to have you come out and see our brand new facility. We have one of the largest selections of new Cadillacs in the area. We'd love to have you come on out and take a look. We've got SRXs, CTSs, Escalades, everything that you can imagine, plus a great selection of certified pre-owned vehicles as well. We'd really love to have you come out and take a look at our new facility, Cadillac of Sioux Falls, located I-29 and West 12th Street.
At the half here in Fargo, 50-30 is the North Dakota State lead on Oakland. Second half coming up here momentarily. Juno Pintar, you went to school here a couple of years ago, and do you recognize the campus when you come back? They're doing a lot of campus improvements here, especially in the sporting facilities.
Yeah, the campus has really matured, obviously, since my days here. A lot of new buildings. It's gotten a little bit wider and spread out. It looks like a Division I campus. And, obviously changes are still underway as they've been massive fundraising and attempts to upgrade the facilities, which is probably the only knockdown against North Dakota State, is the facilities are kind of outdated when it comes to track and basketball.
This is part of the indoor track and field facility that is being built just to the north of the Bison Sports Arena here. That will be the first phase of an NDSU athletic complex, and this is what it's going to look like when it is all done. Indoor track and field facility. We'll also have a performance training center, and an 8-lane indoor track is coming here soon on the campus at North Dakota State University, and they've got outstanding track programs here, despite maybe some facilities that aren't up to par. So you got the Fargo Dome for football, very nice Newman outdoor field for baseball, but track was probably the one that needed the upgrade, and they're getting it.
Well, track and basketball both, because right now the Bison Sports Arena is a multi-use arena, and there's often times when the men will have men's practice in here. Women's team will be practicing, and indoor track will be running around the track and working on their throws. Then you have the cheerleaders working on their jumps. I mean, so a lot of activity. So it's nice to have a facility that's dedicated just to basketball and to track and field programs.
I mean, great crowd in here tonight, but you still got the bleachers on both sides here. And here's one of the next phases will be the basketball arena. Sanford Health, Shields, Stop and Go. A lot of community sponsors have stepped up here, and that's the rendering of what it's going to look like inside here once it's done with bowl seating. They'll have some courtside seating as well. But those are the other facets of what will be the NDSU athletic complex in the years to come. They've raised about $22 million so far of a $32 million goal. But a basketball training facility, a performance training facility, a Hall of Fame facility, and about 6,000 for basketball when it's all said and done.
And I know when they used to roll out the extra bleachers for the UND games, they would get about 8,000 to 8,500 fans in here, so it wouldn't be too much of a drop-off in terms of capacity at 6,000. And sometimes when you have those games that don't draw as much attention, the Bison Sports Arena can feel like a big cave because there's a lot of open space. So it'll tidy everything up, it'll close everything up, and it'll make the atmosphere a lot more intimate and exciting to watch basketball in.
And great crowd. Everybody turned out tonight. There's no students around, but Fargo turned out tonight to support the Bison, didn't they?
It's amazing, and I think a lot of it we got to give credit to Oakland because they've been recognized as the returning champs. I think everybody kind of has them on their radar, and North Dakota State fans are pretty intelligent. They know when there's going to be a good game, and they'll come out and support the Bison. So nice job by the community.
All right, 50-30, North Dakota State with the lead here. We'll run down the first half numbers when we return to Fargo.